right, we are live, doing a quick sound check to make sure that you guys can hear me okay. Looking forward to this. Yes, absolutely. No worries, Paula. Yeah, for sure. So, welcome to the live stream. And this is the timeless live stream, right? Or the frequency stream. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is James, and I'm based here in Sydney, Australia. And what this is all about is it's about helping you be your best. Okay, not in the traditional sense of achieving your goals and losing 5 kilos in 2 weeks or whatever it might be. It's about coming into time. Okay, it's about coming into time, connecting and strengthening that connection with the real you. Yeah, the real you, which is a timeless being. Okay, you are a timeless being. We all are timeless. Okay, hence timeless sessions. Okay, and by connecting with your timeless self and integrating with it and living from it, or say coming into time, you automatically start nurturing yourself. You automatically start to self heal, resolve health challenges, mental challenges, financial challenges, life's challenges. Okay. Whatever challenge you kind of have, it can be kind of broken down to a time and space, uh, say, perspective, right? Or reasoning behind it. So that's what this is all about. Okay, it's yeah, I guide you through a meditation and it'll be like grounding, but throughout these sessions, I'm going to be helping you harmonize with your purity. Okay, and I do this by coming into presence myself. Okay, and it goes beyond presence, uh, right? It goes beyond presence. That's a part of it for sure, but again, it's I won't go into the details, but it goes beyond presence. Let's just put it that way. So uh, who am I? You might be asking yourself again if you are new here, if you're not new, and welcome back. It's great to have you back. And again, my name's James, and when I was young, I always asked the question of why. Why do some people like blue? Why do some people like red? I wanted to do psychology at university. I didn't end up doing it, but I went down the rabbit hole of personal development and the success industry at the ripe age of 21. Now, a decade later, I was looking. I was really looking for, say, the solution on ultimately just to be happy, right, and to achieve my goals. And there's and what I found was it's not about achieving your goals. And I don't know why I'm talking about this, but for whatever reason, it's coming up. As you all just take a breath in, and making this an experience for you. And we'll get into the grounding session, but just kind of preparing you all for it. So just taking that breath in, noticing that environment that you're in, right? So just noticing the room, noticing the chair that you're sitting on, noticing whatever else might be around you. And so, and why I said, I was looking to say achieve my goals. I think I said. What I found was it wasn't actually about that. What was the formula behind me trying to achieve my goals? I did some pretty cool things. I worked for Tony Robbins. I for a company called Success Resources here in Australia. We hosted. I was a part of a team that put together globally 500 events globally. I wasn't. I was a sales rep on that team, so having a lot of conversations with people. And but again, I kept yo-yoing, right? And then I got into the other forms of, say, healing and self-development, breath work. More of your kind of yoga sort of space. I mean, I didn't dive super deep into yoga, but your energy healing and things like that, spirit guides and that, say, spectrum. So I had a lot of like heavy mindset, business mindset experience, visualization and materialization, all that sort of stuff. And then a lot of like spiritual work, right? Talking to guides, spirits, and if all that sort of stuff. But what I found was, again, I was still kind of yo-yoing until I met my teacher. His name's Masati, and he helped me really own, really just discover what we're all looking for, right? And that is to be in time. And I know I bang on about it all the time, all the time, mind the pun, but it's really what it's about, guys. You know, any form of healing, I don't care whether it's yoga or, you know, NLP, or if it's, fuck, it could be anything. It really could be anything. You know, it could be intimacy, it could be sex, right? It could be, you know, if you are coming into time, right? If you're pulling yourself into time, you're harmonizing with your time bound self, with your timeless self, and you're coming into time, you are going to awaken, right? You're going to awaken to your brilliance, which you already are. Okay. And you start to go to work, you go, okay, cool. Well, I'm brilliant. Why am I carrying lack? Like, why am I operating from abuse, or why am I limiting myself in these specific ways? And you start to you get to work on yourself. Okay. And that's what this session's all about. It's more about, again, grounding and coming into time. And that's how my clients get a really amazing result, right? It's just it's presence, but more than presence. So let's get into it, okay? Yeah, and so now I do this for a living. So let's get into it. So guided grounding session. So just taking that breath in, looking around, you know, taking that moment to just look around. And I'll scan the group as well. So I've cultivated these abilities over the past 5 years, where I can literally read like your blueprint, say, you know, the why behind your life. So just taking that breath in and noticing what you can hear. And as you do that, I'll say, see what we need. You don't need to tell me anything. The group comes together and creates an identity of itself, right? And then I look at that identity and I go, okay, cool. Well, we need this. So let's go in this direction. Taking that breath in again. Noticing what you can smell. Noticing what you can taste. And then noticing what you can touch, what you can feel, the temperature of the room on your skin. Asking yourself this question: how can I connect to my purest potential even more? as you notice your pelvis and what you're sitting on, what you're standing on or lying down on. Again, that question, how can I connect to my limitless potential even more? Noticing your breath through your nose, inhaling. Exhaling throughout the mouth. For those familiar with spatial referencing, go for it if you haven't already. We go deeper into that during the Timeless Foundations program. But for now, noticing what you're sitting on. What's supporting you? As you take that breath in again, this time noticing your feet, bone structure of your feet, small toe, working your way through your toes, to your big toe, and then feeling out your foot, bone structure, noticing your heel, the shin, just that area of your body. And noticing whatever is coming up for you, whether you're feeling calm, whether you're feeling anxious, whatever it is, simply note it. Noticing your foot, your feet, to your kneecap as you notice your breath. And then noticing your thigh bone, your femur, and the details of your legs. You do that, and I'll support you on the back end, that timeless end. As you note your hips, pelvis, noticing your breath, your lower spine, all the way up to your rib cage, your sternum. As we gather momentum, and I'll talk about what's going on for quite a few of you actually. And then what I'm helping you say, realize or note. As you again notice your breath, noticing your sternum. Bone structure surrounding your heart, your lungs. There we go. So, as you notice your breath, it's like two groups. There's one group. If this resonates, you're probably operating from that place. As you notice again your sternum, your ribs wrapping around to your spine, and your heart area, heart space. Mm. So, one group very much okay with, say, going with the flow, or say moment by moment. Some of you it's new, some of you it's you're entering into that space and it feels a little uncomfortable. It's like comfortable but uncomfortable at the same time. Some of you are well in it. As you take that breath in, noticing your bone structure from your feet all the way up to your heart space. And for some, as I help, say, that second group, or at least show that second group, say, a better option. It's up to you whether you choose that option. The second group, really struggling in a way. So no matter what you do, things just don't work. Well, they work for a little bit, and then you get thrown around. Yeah. Some of you might feel like you're going crazy, or what's the point? You know, may even be losing, say, faith in teachers, in the world, what people are sharing out there, right? Again, say mindset hacks or whatever it might be. And that's because, well, none of it works. If you're not in time. Whether it's religion, spiritual practices, science. If you're out of time, or if you're moving away from, say, time where your brilliance lives, you can read out all the affirmations you want. You're still out of time. So, for some of you that really clicked. I'm not against those things. It's just do it in time. So, taking that breath in, for a lot of you, and that second group, really, really hitting home for quite a lot of you, which is fantastic. So noticing your breath, noticing your feet on up to your heart space. Again, the ankle, shin, knee, thigh, pelvis, all the way up. So, again, if you're doing something to help yourself, but you are moving out of time, it just won't work for you. Hence the confusion, hence the what the fuck, hence the distrust or the hesitancy around specific things. It's not the thing. You're just, again, doing it the wrong way. So now that you know that, taking that breath in, let's do it the right way. Nice. Noticing your breath. Noticing your feet, what's supporting you. Say the ground, noticing the ground or the chair or the sofa that you're sitting on. Again, floor or sofa. And noticing you on the sofa or on the chair or lying down. It's quite beautiful, actually. Nice job, guys. And then for those that are, say, getting it, right, you're in that flow, or you're, say, learning to trust time. Not time like the ticking clock, but more time like time to me feels more like a molecule, but like an atom, like an element, um, like a chemical compound almost, but not really. But that's for a later thing, later time. Uh, so it's like more of a material, like an ingredient that creates this physical density. So, because again, this time-bound reality needs time, right? So to me, time is like the first ingredient of this reality. It's like, oh, like, when we make the periodic table, like in science, like the first element should be time to me. Um, for now, anyway. That could change as my abilities evolve, but for right now, so yeah, time. Time's the first, it's like the first principle of creation, time. And then beyond time is a pure source, that purity that we're all a part of, right? That timelessness. Yeah, that timeless Yeah, timelessness. So taking that breath in, those individuals that are going with the flow, you'll say starting to strengthen. Some of you are really strengthening that relationship. Some of you are nurturing. Some of you are just gun ho. You like know it deep down. And you might make errors here and there, but you always kind of get pulled back into time. So really well done, guys, for both parties, both groups doing a phenomenal job. That's really what it's about. And then you'll find that as you start living with time, yeah, those things just show up for you that you need, or things that say support your healing process. They show up. And then beyond that, adventure, right? Bliss. So taking another breath in, noticing your heart space. Noticing your spine. As we go deeper, noticing your heart space, your bones, your body. Taking that breath in. Noticing your breath. Noticing your spine, your pelvis, ribs, sternum. Just staying here, hanging out. Noticing what you can hear around you. Noticing what you can smell. What you can taste. And touch. And again, that session all about coming into time. And the power of time. So for those of you that can stay here, I highly recommend it. Just hanging out in your own space. If you can go, if you can go straight to bed, go straight to bed. Try not to just jump into the next thing. Just really bathe in this space. Whenever you're ready, you can open up your eyes, looking at something unmoving. If anyone has any questions or if they want to share their experience or whatever it might be, feel free to comment. Seems as if quite a few of you, maybe a couple of you, had a pretty big, say, release, or say, realization, which is great. And if you got this far, giving the video a like is always thankful for a like of the video, of the live stream, as it just helps with the algorithm. So if you want to give the video a like, it goes a long way. Subscribe to the channel as well. And maybe take note of who might like listening to this. Yeah. And you can share it with them. in your own time. Yes, beautiful. Yeah. And like it's because I've been yeah, the past week I've had some moments where I've been a little frazzled, and again just going through my own evolution, and say, hey man, just connect to time, like fine tune yourself in time. I was like, oh, of course, and that pretty much solves everything. So it's it's uh it's 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 a tool, right? This stuff is a tool. So for people that go through the program, and Teresa, I know you like rocking it, which I absolutely love. It's a tool for you to use, right? So as you go through it, and as you start like cultivating your own sense of self, that deeper like, fuck, I'm like really powerful, right? When you start to master time, you start to master yourself. It's exactly what happens. You master yourself, right? Right? You control yourself the right way. Again, being in time. And in the programs, we go deeper into it. But I'm staying away from like talking about the mechanics because it doesn't really matter. Like the science of this doesn't really matter. Like it does, uh, but you can benefit significantly without really needing to know, because you already know deep down. You already kind of like know. You're already a math teacher. You're already a professor, but you've just got to remember it. Basically, uh, there's more layers to that, but that could open up a whole like. Because man, do we talk about it? Yeah, yeah, might as well talk about it. So it's like, you're like a professor of time, right? Like you, deep down, you guys, again, you're timeless beings, right? We're all from that same source, whatever you want to call it. Some people would say God, the universe, that purity, that timeless just presence, that timeless just beauty, right? We're all part of them. Yeah. So we're all fractal, we're all fractals of it. So, um, but yeah, it's there, but you got to like, you can't just go from like, uh, you can't just go from like riding a bike to riding a MotoGP. Okay. Yeah, you can't just go from riding like a push bike, I should say, a push bike, to racing like MotoGP. Or you can't go from, one of those toy, those toy, those like kiddie toy car things, or like a wheelie go kart to an F1 car. You can't go from like driving, like can't go from driving a van to driving a V8, and really going at it. Yeah. Um, because it's a totally different skill set. It's a totally, it's new rules. Yeah, there's new rules to the vehicle that, and just like you can't go from having never lifted a weight in your life to squatting 100 kilos, you know, or squatting 200 kilos. You have to go through the process to reach those point, to like enter that new level of understanding, if that makes sense. So for some of you that's happening, I can just kind of reading the group, and so comment in if that's happening, because for some of you, you might think like you're fucking up and you're like going backwards, and it's like, oh my god, like shit, am I doing this thing right? Like, am I like, I've been doing the sessions, I've been doing the program, like, like, It's like sweetheart, like guys and gals, you're doing great. Okay, you're just graduating to the next vehicle. Okay, or you're just graduating to that next, say, level of understanding. Again, it's an entirely new set of rules for you to start learning and implementing and living from. Right? So even though, say, the professor is alive in you, for most people, we start out as like kindergarten kids in terms of understanding how this reality works and how we work in it. Right? And then you graduate, or you upgrade your vehicle. It's like, oh wow, like awesome, like this is cool. Like the brakes like a little bit more sensitive, or the way that it hugs the corner is a little different. So you feel it out, yeah, and then over time you start to master that vehicle, right? Or say that dimension of self, if you want to like get into it. And then you're like, oh cool, like I've gone really well in this, say, vehicle of mine. And then you move into the next vehicle, and then you start again. You don't like start again, but you kind of like start again. Okay, and then you like master yourself again. Yeah, so it's not linear as well. It's like it's more spatial. It's more like you kind of like expand, so it can look messy, and over time it like refines, but it might like look messy, but there's like this beautiful intelligence behind things. And then you look back, you shift and you transform, and you more than transform, you literally create a new you. And then you look at the old you after time, you're like, oh, so that's why that happened. Sweet. Cool. And then you just are. Okay. So it's really cool, guys. So for those that are keen to really dive into that, timeless foundations is really important. It's again, it's like for those that want to go into it deeper, we start. When do we start? November 11th. So whatever day that is. What day is that? Is it Monday? Monday. So that's Monday. That's when we start. And then there's the Rapid Evolution program as well, which is 2 sessions a day. Right? Timeless Foundations. It's 1 session a day. Again, if you've never done this before, if you've never worked with me before in that way, I would. If you've worked with Mars, sweet. But if you've never worked with me, yeah, I would just do the Timeless Foundations. Even if you've done Tony Robbins and you've done all those beautiful things, I would start off with just the foundations, Timeless Foundations. Yeah, because it's just smoother. I'll just say it's just smoother for you guys. Yeah, and then you could do that once, and then if you're vibing with it, then you could do the Rapid Evolution, at a later date. And I'll again, and that you start where you left off. All right. So even though it's like the same mechanics in a way, I'm refining it, and really, refining it. But you start off where you are right now. So even though it might look the same, you're different. So then you continue on from where you left off. Okay. So, and then November 21st, Thursday, for those that are nearby, it's a Thursday evening in-person group session in Maroubra, in the beautiful Maru home. It's a really lovely, cozy studio, and it'll be limited to 6 people, because again, I'll be working on as a group, but like individually for like 15, 20 minutes each, individual. And so, and normally I charge, $300 for a 20-minute session these days, right? So in that group session, it's 150. Yeah, so it's an hour and a half. It's a great bang for your buck, and you're learning from each other as well in those. And I'm going to be bringing that to the online space as well every now and then. So for those of you that didn't see, I have changed my pricings. Okay, as I've evolved, it just came up, and it was like, you know what, this, like, I do a lot, like, you know, I do a lot behind the scenes, and it just felt right. I was like, you know what, I deserve this. So it kept coming up. So new pricings. So a 20-minute private session is 300 Australian. A 45-minute session is now 500 Aussie dollar. And then the timeless, the group sessions, they're 150. Okay, 150. So yeah, but the programs, the Timeless Foundation and the Rapid Evolution is still the same pricing. So Timeless Foundations is 233, and then the Rapid Evolution is 440. So yeah, and you might be asking, like, okay, well, like, what's the difference between all of it? The private sessions are really potent, or like, even the group sessions, because I tap, it's super, like, niche. It's like really pinpoint for you. It's like going straight, like, you know, um, you know, and there's been times when I'm on a session where I'm like, oh wow, like recently where I'm like, oh, well, what do you want to work on next? What do you want to work on next? Like, and it just, things really are shifting quite quickly. So even though the time slots might be short, and again, if you're new to this, because I operate it in that quantum space, that timeless space, it's really quick. Like, shifts can happen really quickly. And then there's a time lag. Yeah, so obviously we're time-bound beings. Yeah, we're meant to experience this beautiful world that we've created. So there's a time lag as well. So things will shift at like a frequency level, at a really deep, that core level, and then it'll play out, because it takes a little bit of time. I mean, depending on your mental constructs. For some individuals, it's just like, yeah, bang, in a week, things really shift. For some people, it might, if you hold on to for some people, it might be a little bit slower, depending on your programming. But it's either way, it's really potent, because again, we're going to the core of you. And it's not even, I mean, yeah, it's me, but it's not even me. Like, I just hang out with you, and then I help you wake up to yourself. That's literally it, guys. Like, and I know it can be very profound for a lot of you. In fact, for the majority of you, when you have sessions, it's incredibly profound. And it is. It absolutely is. And at the same time, it's very simple. It's like super simple. And, but because, and again, I'm helping you. And for a lot of you, that just like clicked for a lot of you as well. Especially with healers in the group. I don't know if there's like healers or like coaches in the group. The program would be amazing for coaches, really great for coaches, healers, people that like work on people, health practitioners, nutritionists, all that, PTs. Because as you go through the process, you refine your own abilities. And because again, you're just shinier, right? You're just more transparent. Your brilliance is shining through more here. And then not only are you helping your client with, say, their gut issues, like at a physical level, but you're helping awaken their own healing abilities. Yeah. And this is where, like, you, over time, again, the possibility is there for you. For, I don't know who I'm talking about. Maybe there's someone on the call that, like, nutrition is really, really, like, they love nutrition. maybe that's the direction. But like you then don't follow the book. Okay, you don't like follow the, oh, like these scientists said this, so we'll do this. It's like, yeah, but science is wrong some of the times. If you look back a decade, science is outdated. So what timeless allows you to do is to awaken your abilities to see, say, timeless solutions that go beyond science and they break the norm. So you would then like create your own, say, timeless recipe, timeless health program sort of thing for that individual or for like a group. Okay. So it's pretty cool. Really cool. Because then yeah. And then you're on the forefront of science, right? You're on the forefront of evolution. Yeah. Because science doesn't really get it just yet. A lot of my like heady friends, a lot of like my like try to figure it out friends, they, I tell them what I do, because they're curious and they want to improve themselves and things like that, and they're like, I don't, mate, love him to death. Maybe not love him to death, but love him. He sent me a message the other day. We've had huge chats. I've had massive chats. I had this period where I was like, yeah, dude, like this is what I do. Like when I started like really sharing more. And he's like, so what's the concept behind all this healing stuff? I was like, dude, like how many times how many times have I said this to you? Like I've said it so many times. And so I just responded to him. I was like, dude, it's pretty simple. You just come into time and you know what's best for yourself. People know what is best for themselves when they come into time. So it was pretty funny. I thought it was pretty funny. One, I was like, dude, like, far out. But then I kind of laughed. I was like, this is funny. But again, you don't need it. You don't need to get it. You don't need to get it. And then eventually things will just like show up. So yeah. Do any of you have any questions? I can do some quick scans as well if you want. Any questions? We're just hit 10 o'clock, so let me know if any of you want to scan. And again, remember, this is a public forum, right? So people can search this. Your grandma can Google this and listen in. So if you don't want things to be shared publicly, then do not ask to be read or scanned. Okay? Yeah. But a really beautiful session. Really lovely. There could be a time lag with this stream. There could be a time lag. Moves by Claire. Hi, Mum. Hey, Ma. How you doing? Yeah, Claire, you're doing well. You're doing good. You're slowly getting there, which is great. Okay. Like you're kind of on the cusp again in a way, and it happens. All right, it happens. And do you want to just take a breath in, sweetheart, and notice like the front side of your body, like a millimeter or like 2 mil, um, like the front side of your body. Just kind of like scan the front. I'll just work on you a little bit because you're really getting it. Yeah, nice. So this is where like it's You feel uncomfortable not being okay. Does that make sense? It's like, I'm not really okay, but I'm okay. It's kind of like that vibe. Does that make sense, Claire? Uh, and then Marina, I'll get to you as well. Yeah. So, like, up top, like, seriously up top, because it's that's you're getting it at a deeper level. Like, you're getting it. Yeah. It's more of a time thing. But I won't go too much into it because I don't want to like get you into your head. So just keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing the Wednesday sessions. If you can, you could, what would be more beneficial for you? Anyway, you can have a look at what I got going on, but definitely keep doing Wednesdays, the live streams. Yeah, keep doing the live streams. So, yeah, because what I'm just helping you do is like just see the potential. In this short like mini session, basically what I'm helping you do is see the possibilities of say running from this space, operating from like time. It's like quantum computing, or what's it called? There's like CPU and there's something else. What is it, like GPU or something? What is it? What's the opposite of anyway? No, I won't Google it. But there's like CPU and then there's something else on like how computers like um, process information, something like that. So it's not CPU. CPU is like more of the slower way. There's like GPU, or anyway, I don't know what it is, but it's something. I was looking at it. I saw something about it the other day. It's like 100x the processing speed of CPU. Okay, so I'm just helping you see like, oh wow, like I could upgrade my operating system. That'd be cool. Who wouldn't want that? Who wouldn't want something more efficient, right? So just taking another breath in, guys. Everyone. Nice, Claire. Good job. Really good job. Yeah. 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 So just noticing your spine and then that like millimeter, that like couple of millimeters from like the front side of your body. Yeah. Yeah. Starting to land more for you, which is great. Nice. All right. Well, we'll go to Marina. Marina, sweetheart, are you new to me? Are you? I think I'm not sure. Have I read you before, Marina? I'm not sure how you found me, or maybe we have. So apologies if I have, if you've been on before. But yeah, Marina, you're like, do you do you like work with energy or like spirits? Um, do you like work with some form of like healing work or like yeah, uh, yeah. Sorry, it's just taking a while. It's lagging a little bit. Yes, we had a sesh. Okay, amazing. Oh, we did too. But yeah, have you? Uh, yeah, we did too. Have have you seen anyone between then and now, or like have you done anything? Um, I can't remember what we worked on. So apologies for that. But basically, and I'll just cut to the chase. Basically, what I'm seeing is, and maybe that's why. So basically, what I'm seeing is I'm seeing these like frequencies, like just like surrounding you. So I don't know if you call in guides or if you call in or like you speak to God or I don't know what. So it just seems as if you have a ritual or maybe you worked with someone that had. I know you worked with me, not me. Um, or like you worked with someone. It could have been like a friend or so. Anyway, um, yeah, looks like it's a friend of yours. Do you have like a friend that like really cares for you and like wants the best for you and like always gives you advice? A bit pushy. Because whoever this person is, they're like, this is where intentions, I'll just say, intentions just don't matter. Uh, they just don't matter. Because you can have like the best of intent, but if you're carrying fucking bullshit, you're just throwing bullshit at people. And it can be, people could say it's love or, good vibes and all that, but at a deeper level, if it's crap, you could wrap crap up. You could wrap it up. Still gonna smell like shit. Okay, no offense. But just people say it all the time, and like it's awesome. I love it. Uh, and at the same time, I'm like, yeah, but you want to go deeper than just intent. But does that make sense, Marina? I'm not quite sure, but my brother is like that. But Matrix side. Okay, then maybe that's who it is. So yeah, your brother, he's uh, yeah, kind of feels like your brother. Do you want to just take a breath in, sweetheart? There we go. And just notice your spine. I would do the timeless foundations if I was you. I'd do it. Yeah. So just taking that breath in, noticing your, yeah. So your back, like a millimeter or two, like kind of like the opposite of Claire. So like a millimeter, like on your backside, like down from your head on down. Because what's happening for you is you're doing phenomenal work, and because you're sensitive, it's probably why it's happening a lot. But there's a reason why you're sensitive too, because again, you kind of, and you're getting better at it, right? Say like the vehicle that you're in, yeah. You're instead of like going off the rails, you're kind of like now on bumpers. So instead of like getting totally destroyed by people's vibe or whatever, like spirits or things that you feel, you're handling it way better than before. It used to just like take you out. Now it kind of takes you out, but then you're strong enough to like kind of pull yourself back. So like your recovery time is a lot quicker. Does that make sense? So in this session, what I'm helping you do is, again, one, for you, and this is why I recommend the foundations for you, is because for you, sweetheart, you've got to, and you're doing it, which is great. So let's just keep accelerating that for you. Is you now, and especially after this session, you're really getting it. As I just kind of chat with you, it's like now it's about defining yourself. Also going, okay, cool. That frequency. I am here. So it's like that's their reality. I am this reality. They are them. They're over there. I'm here. And we may have spoken about that on that session, but again, super important for you. So this is just like a reminder for you to just keep hammering away at that. So, okay, that even when you're texting someone, guys, this is how, like, even if you're texting someone, even if you're on the phone with them, whatever it is, even if you're writing a damn letter, okay, notice where they are and then notice where you are. Okay. And so, Marina, because you have been, say, like the victim in the past, right? Kind of like, yeah, more of a victim pattern. Um, you have this beautiful opportunity, and again, I know I've said it a few times, but I'd really do the foundations for you. Foundations program for you. Taking another breath in, again, noticing that your spine is now you're kind of uh, it's going to feel weird for not weird, but you're creating an entirely new you. So now, and you're doing it, which is great. So now your environment has to adjust to it. So, that's not Marina anymore. That's like Marina 2.0, or it's a grander Marina, which is more you than the previous one. So notice how you like shapeshift around people. Yeah. Notice how you shapeshift. And kind of feels like you already notice it. You already know it, but I'm just giving you a grander awareness around it. Because when you notice that, and then reference your best self, like when you're in time, when you're feeling vibrant, when you're feeling like, I know who I am, sort of sense. Because you have that, right? And it looks like that's what we kind of worked on. So it's like you now have that reference point of like, okay, cool. Right, that's where my brilliance is, right? That direction. And then there's all of these other realities around you, which you kind of pop in every now and then. You kind of like test them out. You're like, oh, how does this feel again? Oh, that's what it feels like. And then you go back to that reference point. Does that make sense for you? Which is really cool because you have this pure reference point, and now you can go, well, do you need those other reference points of who you are? But it's not really who you are, but it's just a reference point. Does that kind of make sense, Marina? Awesome. Yeah. So you're doing a really good job. Really good job. Yeah, really good job. So just notice in your heart space. If everyone just wants to notice taking that breath in, notice in your heart space. Nice job. Awesome. Yeah. 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 Keep doing the streams, and then look at the foundations. Nice. All right, we'll go. I'll quickly go to Larry, and then we'll call it an evening because I got to make another call. Larry, yeah, dude, Larry, really good, really nice. Again, yeah, man, come on. Uh, uh, um, We kind of spoke about this prior, dude. Um, it just feels like there are opportunities in front of you and you're just not taking them. Um, and yeah, um, yeah, you know, it's almost like so just taking a breath in and noticing your feet. Then noticing the floor, noticing what's supporting you, and then back to your feet. Does that make sense though, Larry? It just it just feels as if there's opportunities for you. Like there's quite a lot actually. It's like and maybe that's what it's about. So let's just talk about it. Uh, it's yeah, dude. Like, man, you're so worth it. Like let's just call a spade, brother. Like you're a beautiful human. Yeah, I haven't even like met you in person, but I know, like, you know, the work that you've done. One, uh, and two, just your heart, like just who you are, man. Like you deserve it all. So all this stuff of like, oh, am I worthy? Or it's all bullshit. Um, you know, it's literally like slave algorithms. You know, it's time to be free because you are. You always have been. So it's time to break those shackles, man. Really is. Yeah. Do you want to break those shackles? All right. Just noticing your heart space, your sternum. Yep. Nice. Like, yeah. Sometimes you just gotta say fuck it and pull the trigger on stuff. Whether it works or it doesn't matter. The whole point is pulling the trigger. Right, going for it. Just saying yes. Showing up. because it might not lead you to that direct thing, but behind that direct thing might be 20 other things, right? Your timeless self has a funny way. It's not like necessarily funny, but sometimes it can be cheeky, right? You can be a little bit cheeky. So, oh, you think you're going one way, and then it opens you up to like this whole other. I'm not saying this is you, Larry, but I'm just saying this as like a like, yeah, it doesn't matter if you fail or if it doesn't work, whatever those things are. Okay. All right, man. Yeah, I'm excited to hear back from you. So, yeah, and yeah, I'm always here as well. So if you need to go deeper, yeah. But it's also up to you as well. I mean, I can help, like, again, open up those opportunities. Well, yeah. Yeah. So get after it, man. Just do it. Shake and bake. Shake and bake, baby. All right, guys. Going over time, a long one, but a good one, a juicy one. Really good job. Really loving it. Loving it. So I'll leave it here. Remember to share this out with people that you care about. Give the video a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And I may see you on Timeless Foundations or the Rapid Evolution program on Monday next week. So if I do, I'll see you there. If I don't, I'll see you Wednesday. And if I don't see you Wednesday, I don't know when I'll see you, but I'll see you at some stage. Maybe. I'll see your name. And for all the other people that haven't commented, I can't see your name, but but thanks for being here as well. I'm glad you hung out for this long and you got what you needed to out of tonight. So it's really lovely. All right, guys, I could chat forever and just do this forever, but I'm gonna go to bed. Well, no, actually, I've got another call. See you later. All right, see you guys. Peace. Much love. Bye. Oh, wait here. Wait, I'm just gonna. The program's on my website, so if you just go here, there you go. Just go there, and it's in my store. I should probably should have mentioned that. All right, guys. Peace.